Hi, it's Joss.
And I'm Belle.
And we're Joss and Belle. Don't Worry, Darling just came out, and there has been a lot of drama, a lot of anticipation surrounding this movie.
It's no wonder. I mean, Harry Styles is in it. What can you expect?
So what I want to talk about first, before we get into the analysis, the review, we're going to talk about the drama. And let's go back. Shia LaBeouf and Florence Pugh were cast as the leads. And then sometime during that time period, Shia LaBeouf was replaced with Harry Styles. So then we'll come to January 2021. Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde are seen holding hands at his manager's wedding. Then we go a whole year. Olivia Wilde does this interview with Vogue where she's saying she wants good sex on TV movie screen. She wants to see a woman have good sex.
That quote makes so much sense now that I watched the movie.
So then we come to Olivia Wilde is served, I think it's custody papers at CinemaCon when she's discussing this movie. Highly inappropriate, embarrassing. I don't know how all that legal stuff works. Inopportune time. She's on stage.
It was definitely with the intent to embarrass her.
Then July 2022, there's some articles, some rumblings of tension on set between Olivia and Florence. That happens all the time in Hollywood. It's an old narrative. Then we fast forward. Florence Pugh does an interview with Harper's Bazaar. She's saying she doesn't like when the role of an actor or an actress is reduced down to just their sex scene. There is more to this film. There's more to their role. There's more to their job than just the sex scenes. Then Olivia Wilde does one of those sit-down, in-depth articles. And in that article, she says that Shia LaBeouf was fired, let go from Don't Worry, Darling. And I'm going to read this verbatim from the article just because I think it's important. Shia's process was not conducive to the ethos that I demand in my productions. She wanted to keep her people safe. If you have heard and kept up with Shia LaBeouf's issues and controversies and legal action that has been brought against him in the past couple of years, you understand where she's coming from in what she's saying.
Is Shia LaBeouf like a method actor? Now, having seen the movie, I can see where any method actor, but particularly someone like Shia LaBeouf who has been incendiary or like controversial, I can see how that would not be conducive to the vibe that Olivia Wilde was trying to create.
In that article, it was stated that through Florence Pugh's publicist, she declined to comment. Also, again, in that article, Olivia Wilde is asked about Harry Styles making 3 times the salary that Florence Pugh made on this movie. She shut that down, so there was no validity to those claims either.
If you know anything about Harry Styles' acting career, based on experience, he would never make more than Florence Pugh. He has like 3 credits to his name.
After that Variety article comes out with Olivia Wilde, Shia LaBeouf sends Variety emails that he sent Olivia during this time of him being fired, being let go. During that time period, Olivia Wilde is in the car video messaging Shia LaBeouf, pleading with him to come back to the film, hoping that him leaving will be a wake-up call to Miss Flo. And Miss Flo, we can all know, is Florence Pugh. So that kind of backed up, I would say, that there might have been some kind of tension on the set.
That wording makes me think there was some sort of ultimatum on Florence Pugh's part where she was like, I can no longer work with Shia, like something needs to change. Olivia being the filmmaker and the director, yeah, she might have been pleading, like we can't deny that, but she's also trying to get her movie made.
So now I'm going to read verbatim what Olivia Wilde said on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. She says, "We had to replace Shia. He is a fantastic actor, but it wasn't going to work. When he gave me the ultimatum of him or Florence, I chose Florence, and that was him feeling he was stepping away and me feeling like we were moving on without him. Whether he was fired or had to leave, Wilde said it's a question of semantics." So we're still in August. Florence Pugh isn't going to do Don't Worry, Darling press. She is only going to do press for the Venice Film Festival because she's still filming Dune. Now we lead into September. September 5th, the Venice Film Festival begins and Don't Worry, Darling is premiering that night. Now, Florence Pugh misses the first photo op with all of the cast because her plane was late. Not a big deal. It happened. She's a busy woman. She's acting, as we know, filming her Dune movie.
Whoa. You forgot to mention when she arrived, she shows up in this fabulous purple fit, drinking her cocktail, just be like waltzing into Venice. Not a care in the world. Like she didn't just miss the first photo op for her movie.
Then we get to the red carpet. She brings her grandmother. Her grandmother's posing. She's posing. Chris Pine's taking pictures. Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde are avoiding each other at all costs on the red carpet, which no matter which side, no matter if you believe the drama, is weird.
It's not weird. Look, they don't want to create more drama by standing next to each other on the red carpet for their official red carpet debut, because that's what the headline would be. And she wanted to speak about the movie.
Then Florence Pugh's stylist posted a photo on Instagram and captioned it, Miss Flo.
Is that a nickname she uses and we're just like reading into the drama? You know, in the movie, when they make her the banner that says "Welcome Home, Miss Alice," because the little kids make it, maybe they call her Miss Flo because in the movie she's called Miss Alice, and it was the movie all along. And here we are blowing up this horrible drama for no reason.
So then finally we get into the theater where we're going to watch the movie. And this video comes out of Harry Styles spitting allegedly on Chris Pine's lap and sets the internet ablaze.
I think the video evidence is clear. I think he did, but I don't think it was on purpose. I think he was probably like clearing his throat or about to sit in his chair, you know, deep breath, exhaling. He's nervous.
So after all of that, the movie came out and it didn't really get great reviews.
Didn't they get like a 4-minute standing ovation?
Then we fast forward into September 16th, where the cinematographer Matthew Libatique said that there was no tension. It was a very harmonious set. So that's where we leave ourselves as we head into the movie that was just released on September 23rd.
Okay, enough of the drama. Let's talk about the movie. The movie follows Florence Pugh's character, who's named Alice, who is living in this kind of utopian 60s world where her husband, Harry Styles, is working at this top secret agency. We don't really know what he does. And then there's utopian neighborhood where all the wives stay at home, do their little, you know, chores, cook the meals for the husbands, and then they all come home. Everything looks perfect. And then, of course, things start to go crazy. Florence Pugh, Alice, starts to feel like she's losing her mind, starts to notice some cracks in this world. So basically, the movie is about Alice gaining consciousness of what's really going on in the world. And no spoilers, so I'm not going to tell you how it turns out, but basically that's what she's trying to do. It's like if Betty Draper from Mad Men had her own episode of Black Mirror where she finally got the revenge she deserved. So my first thoughts during the movie were, I wish I could be Harry's little housewife. It looks so much fun. He's dreamy. He has perfect suits. He comes home from work. She has his little cocktail at the door. They did a great job of building the perfect world. Then the second thing that hit me the most was the score. So I think this continued throughout the movie. At the very beginning, that was my first indication as the audience, something is not right. You have like these beautiful desert landscapes with the perfect little utopian community. And then you have this creepy music with this like woman going, oh, 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 oh. It felt kind of like horror movie music. It underscores the movie, every scene perfectly. Now, Miss Flo is amazing. I'm in love with her. I'm a huge fan of hers. I think she's a brilliant actress. Everything from Amy in Little Women to Yelena in the Marvel Universe. She does everything well. So I knew she was going to be brilliant in this. She's so captivating. I'm the biggest Harry Styles fan, but when she's on screen next to him, I'm not even looking at Harry Styles. I'm looking at Florence Pugh because of the way she's reacting to Frank, Chris Pine's character. He's talking or whatever, and just the smallest little eyebrow movement or like the scrunch of her nose. I'm captivated.
Florence Pugh is a force, as we have discussed. Harry Styles played a great husband when he only has to have one emotion, which is happy, because that's who he is as Harry Styles. There was like one scene where they were really fighting in the car where he betrayed her, essentially. That showed the wide range between Florence Pugh style acting and Harry Styles, where he is in his acting career. He can't give the anger emotion or upset emotion that was needed in this film.
You're right. He's not, I'm sorry, he's not a high caliber quality actor yet. Like he might get there if this is the route he wants to continue. And the part when he was having his greasy hair and pimply face, I was also laughing. He did as best he could, but I think Olivia Wilde did a disservice to him almost by casting him. He is as famous as he is. And so unfortunately, he can only do a certain type of role. Now that I know Shia LaBeouf was originally cast, I'm like imagining him in all the different scenes, right? Where I think Harry was not so great. And I think he would have been much more well cast.
Also, Chris Pine, honestly, for this film, kind of stole the show for me. I love Florence Pugh, but she's the lead, so we know she's going to bring it. He was a semi-side character that stole the show. It wasn't obvious, sinister, creepy. It was the quiet kind.
I totally agree. One of my other thoughts during the movie was his character is so handsome, so put together, so charismatic. You see why all these men have joined to follow him, which is interesting because if you actually listen to what he's saying in the podcast scenes we see kind of near the end that Harry Styles' character is listening to, and then also the radio programs that the wives listen to during the day, he's saying the most inane shit. If you want to be confident, you have to look to the future, talking in circles, just throwing out buzzwords here and there, which I really liked to see because you could see how true to life this could be. It's so cool to try to like pull apart Frank's character and try to see him in the outside world. I also love Gemma Chan. I don't think she's the strongest actress in the world. I really liked her character.
She played her part.
Yeah.
She played her part. You gotta watch the whole movie.
Without giving any spoilers, what do you think of her ending, of Gemma Chan's like final little scene?
It came out of nowhere. I don't understand the point of it, but it was fun to watch.
Her ending, that gasp moment, gave me a lot of food for thought. So throughout the movie, I'm watching all these wives. I'm like, why are they going along with this? And especially Gemma Chan's character, she's Frank's wife. Every time she speaks, almost, she's saying, Frank is the best. Listen to Frank. Frank has this plan for us. But then her final scene, she has this one final line. And it made me think, is this her plan all along?
It makes me wonder what Olivia Wilde's character said as well. Some of them knew what was going on, but why would they go along with it? That's the only train of thought that I had going on.
You could look at it two ways. One is she's trying to be like Alice. She was just biding her time to do what Florence Pugh does. Or she was biding her time, waiting behind the wings, because behind every great man is the even greater woman. She's the brains behind the whole operation. She has different plans for this utopian community.
I give props to Olivia for all the drama that went on. She did a fantastic job.
I agree as well. I think it was extremely well shot and directed. The only thing that felt off to me and unnecessary, and maybe we could have focused more on like the inter-character dynamics, when Florence Pugh's character Alice was having her flashbacks or like visions, she kept seeing the black and white dancers, synchronized swimmers, whatever they were. It was just like unnecessary. I would have preferred to see more maybe flashbacks of her life before the utopian community. Also in the ball scene, like the big party, the big ball that they had banners in the background. One of them said today victory, like the Victory Project, and the other said tomorrow the world. The banners behind this man talking in a very preachery way reminded me so much of church. It was really freaky. Oh, it's so easy to get caught up behind a charismatic leader. When they were chanting the whole whose world? Our world. It was giving very Nazi vibes, which once the reveal happened, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Harry Styles was up there dancing for the man, which I guess went along with the whole theme, but it was just a very weird scene. I love when they bring all the cast members around a dinner table and one character is confronting another character and then disaster ensues.
I think the whole theater laughed or like was like, yes, when Florence Pugh sat in Harry's chair, I was like, thanks.
I don't know what I was thinking about this whole scenario. The turn of events that occurred was not what I was expecting what this utopia was.
Neither.
Now, there was a lot of talk before in the drama rundown about the sex scenes, but there was literally only 2 and they were like maybe 30 seconds, no?
Yeah, I was disappointed. I was promised Harry Styles' bare ass. Overall, I liked the movie. I would recommend you watch it if kind of Black Mirror type drama thriller is your thing. It was interesting. It was well done. It was, for the most part, well acted. I would give it maybe 4 stars out of 5, maybe 3.5. I would give it like 3.8 stars out of 5.
I'd give it 3 stars.
I knew you were going to say that because you're a hater.
It just wasn't the best dystopian, kill, spooky movie that it could have been.
Between our 2 scores, we'll give it a 3.5.
Give this video a like if you want to see us do more movie reviews like this.
Thanks for watching. See you next Tuesday.